gospel lesson is taken from the second chapter of Matthew, verses which you will find on page 2 of the New Testament, the familiar story of the coming of the wise men to see the baby Jesus. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star at its rising and have come to pay him homage." When Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophet. And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, so that I may also go and pay him homage." When they had heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road. The gospel of our Lord. Well, we've made it almost to the very end of our celebration. This is the 12th day of Christmas Tide, the 12th night of Shakespeare fame. Tomorrow is Epiphany, our remembrance of the arrival of the ancient Magi from the east, finally coming to see the baby Jesus. I suppose all the parties are over, and a diet, if you are bold enough to think about starting one, should start tomorrow. House lights have been put back in their boxes for another year. Inside decorations stored away for another year. All of ours will go in boxes this week. We're back to work, back to school. But there is some good news in all of this. The good news is, and continues to be, that the light continues to shine. The light of Jesus Christ will shine in our world. Jesus Christ, the light, who will guide us and provide the way of salvation for us. But before we're at the complete end of this Advent and Christmastide season for this year, it seems wise to look at the wise men, see what they might have to offer for us as we go back to our days of, quote, ordinary time. These magi, perhaps Persian astronomers, are seekers from the Far East. Now, history says that there are three, of course, and has given them names: Melchior, Casper, or Gaspar in some traditions, and Balthasar. Given them various countries of origin, we don't know that for sure. Yes, three gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh, the kinds of presents that countries give baby kings. We do know there were at least two magi. Since magi is plural, they probably did travel with a group and many servants. Usually they're pictured on camels, which would have been logical, but there are no camels in the text. These magi are called wise. But you know, there's a lot they do not know. They don't know where they're going. They're dependent on that star. It's kind of an early GPS thing. They also don't know any of the ancient Hebrew texts that clearly tell that the Messiah will be born in Bethlehem, the city of David. They assume that the baby king will be a monarch like the ones that they do know. But there's a lot that they don't know, and because of that, they go to Jerusalem, the city of political, economic, religious, spiritual power in Judea, and to the sitting monarch, King Herod. They did not know a lot of things, but their lack of knowledge didn't stop their trip. They are seekers. I think that's a good thing for us to ponder, we who are here at Westminster, because we're seeking a lot of things right now. On the top of the list might be that new pastor, but we're also seeking new opportunities for mission and outreach in our community. New vision, new energy, maybe new people, new money. We're seeking a lot of new things. And so these ancient magi, who were indeed seekers, might be some inspiration for us this year. A second thing these ancient magi might teach us is we actually have to look up, at least occasionally. If they'd never looked up, they would never have seen the star. Now, you know, it's real easy to get in a routine, keeping our nose to the grindstone, as it were, and our second grade teacher may have told us to quit daydreaming. Get focused. But if we don't look up every now and then, we're going to miss things. Sometimes we may miss one another. We may miss a new opportunity, a new challenge. These magi are good reminders for us that it is good to look up every once in a while. We might be led to something quite new and wonderful. Now, most of the portrayals of these ancient magi do describe them as wise, smart, learned. Men, don't know that they're all men, maybe not. But they spend their whole life seeking, learning, figuring things out. And when they didn't know, they were willing to learn, and they were willing to be surprised. This is another part of the story that might be good for us, because we don't know everything about our future either. We don't know who the new pastor will be. God does, but we do not yet. We do not know when that person is coming. We don't know what our journey will look like exactly. You know, one of the things that happens in an interim time is that sometimes folks decide they'll leave. So maybe some people might decide to leave Westminster. I never have quite figured out why that happens, but it does. And so, if it happens, we'll deal with it. Sometimes people come back or come new, and that's always exciting. Sometimes people step back from a leadership job that they've had. That may be okay, because that's then a challenge and an opportunity for some of the rest of us to step up to new opportunities. Now, next Sunday, we will ordain and install new elders here at Westminster. Now, there are 4 elders who are continuing in their second year of a 2-year term. 3 of the 6 new folks are folks who are starting a new second 2-year term, so they're continuing. 1 of the 3 new folks is a longtime member here, already served as an elder, coming back onto the session. Another person is a longtime elder, but new here. And so it's the first time she's been on this session. And the sixth person is a brand new elder who will be both ordained and installed. So we've got this group of 9 elders who will be in leadership. People provide leadership all other kinds of ways. People participate in all kinds of other ways. So in the new year, you might join a committee, maybe a different one, to give a different perspective. Or you might join a Sunday school class. I hear they're great. There are going to be a lot of changes and transitions, some large, some small, some surprises. And the surprises will be a surprise. But I think it will be an exciting journey. One more thing about those wise men. Having been led by the star and found their way finally to Bethlehem, they went home by another way. Now, in the narrative, this alternate trip home was made necessary by Herod's anger, angry and jealous and threatened by the possibility of a new king. Herod would have likely killed the Magi if they had returned to Jerusalem as he had wanted them to. So being warned in a dream, they went home by another way. But is this not true for anyone who has met the Christ? We cannot just return home the same after meeting Jesus. Our relationship with the Lord changes us, makes us different. And so we too find new ways and new journeys and new paths for our lives. Now, some people thrive on change. Others face change with a little more reluctance. And many of us want our church to be a stable place in our lives where we can be safe and comfortable and at home. Guess what? That's probably not going to happen. Because we're going to go on a journey this year in a different way than we did last. That's just what's going to happen. In the Christian calendar, the visit of the Magi to the baby Jesus is called Epiphany, technically tomorrow, January 6th. Epiphany means, as you may know, revelation. It comes from the Greek, which means to shine light upon. But there are a lot of Epiphany stories in the Bible. In the Old Testament, for instance, the revelation of God to Moses in the burning bush, that's where the burning bush comes in. The revelation of God to Elijah, the prophet, in the sound of sheer silence that followed earthquake, wind, and fire. And the revelation of God to the prophet Isaiah in the thunder and smoke of the temple. But this Epiphany, the one we're observing now, this Epiphany is the revelation. Ultimate, last, best, most complete revelation of God. The very self of God, Jesus, light and life. The good news is that the light continues to shine. Our response is, first of all, always worship, bowing down and praising God. Our second response is always study and service, looking up to see all of this and what marvelous surprises God will bring to us along the way. Aren't you excited to see how it's all going to turn out?
birth to a baby there. Look at that star shining in the night. Look at that star shining in the night. Look at that star shining in the night, showing the way to Bethlehem. Mary had a baby boy. To Bethlehem. Fill the world with hope and joy. To Bethlehem. Heavenly angels dressed in white. To Bethlehem. Sang for joy that holy night. To Bethlehem. Look at that star shining in the night. Look at that star shining in the night. Look at that star shining in the night, showing the way to Bethlehem. Look at that star shining in the night, showing the way to Bethlehem. Look at that star in the eastern sky. Baby came down from heaven on high, showing the way to glory. Oh, look at that star. Look at that star, showing the way home. Look at that star shining in the night. Look at that star shining in the night. Look at that star shining in the night.